Hello, traders, and welcome to the market opening preview on a Thursday, February 25th, 2016. Traders, great to be with you, coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand, bright and early in the morning. Currently, 1946 hours on Wall Street, 7:46 a.m. in Thailand. Traders, we are going to take a look at about 6 currency pairs. We've got some trade plans for you. We'll talk about some news and data that came out yesterday. And remember, this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Please come visit our website at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. All right, traders, before we get started, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday, and I'm your moderator for the Market Opening Preview Series every single trading day before the London Open. Traders, I will tell you that I do record this video in the Asia session. So if you're looking at this at the London session, you need to go back about 10 or 11 candles and you can see where I started the presentation. Traders, I started trading in the year of 2006. In 2008, I retired from a wonderful 27-year career as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida. Traders, I trade, I'm a technician. I love trading technically. I love looking at charts, price action, price structure, support, resistance, and candlestick patterns, which of course is very important in any kind of trading that we do. And I also listen to fundamentals. I pay for a news feed every day, so I know what's going on around the world. Remember what macro trade is. When we trade, we don't just trade the euro dollar. We're trading the whole world, right? Anything can affect our trading, and that's what we got to take a look at. So knowing that, when data is released, I do not trade the numbers. I wait about 40 minutes, and then if everything lines up, I'll enter the trade. I know people who do trade the numbers and are very successful. Fortunately or unfortunately, I'm not good at doing that, so I don't do it. I wait till everything settles down, and then I'll be more than happy to take the trade 40 minutes later and take advantage of that news data release. All right, that was just a little bit about myself. Let's get the legal stuff out of the way. This is our risk disclaimer. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex markets. Traders, most importantly, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's head over to news and commentary. Let's see what we got. How did the markets do yesterday? I did not trade New York. I was doing a webinar. But let's see what we got going on here. Let's see what's going on. If my thing will give it to me. There we go. Okay. All right. Looks like we had a little bit of green and red all over the place here. Looks like the Dow 30 closed positive 0.32%. The S&P 500 closed positive 0.44%. And the NASDAQ closed positive 0.87%, with the small cap 2000 closing 1.04% in the green. Looks like the U.S. had a nice day. Let's head over to the Eurozone. Ooh, they look like a lot of red here. The DAX out of Frankfurt was negative 2.64%. The FTSE 100 was negative 1.60%. And the CAC 40 out of Paris was negative 1.96%. And the Eurostock 50 was negative 2.57%. Traders, let's head on over to Asia. Let's see what's going on my side of the world. The Nikkei 225, which is currently trading, is positive 0.70%. The S&P ASX 200 out of Australia is negative 0.20%. The China A50, which is not opened yet, closed positive 0.63% yesterday. And the Hang Seng out of Hong Kong, which also is not open yet, closed negative 1.15%. The Kospi out of Seoul is positive 0.70%. And yes, they are currently trading. Traders, let's take a look at the economic calendar. I did take a look at the economic calendar before we came in. Not a lot going on. It's a pretty weak day today. We have some medium impact data that's going to come out of the Eurozone. We got GFK, German Consumer Climate, and we have Spanish GDP. There is nothing. We have a big one. We have the Great British Pound has a high impact GDP year on year. And GDP quarter on quarter. Both of those are 90 minutes after the London Open. So that ought to move the pound. Those are both high impact news events. And they come out at the same time. You don't like when you see that coming out at the same time stuff, do we? Core durable good orders coming out of the U.S. today, and that's a high impact news event, and that is the only high impact news event out of the U.S. is core durable goods. So pretty light day as far as data comes out. You might want to take note that at 8:15 a.m., and that's going to be 2015 in Thailand, FOMC member Lockhart speaks today. FOMC people are going to really be jabbering the jaw for the next 4 weeks until March, and they announce whether they're going to raise interest rates again or not. I don't think they're going to, but we'll see what happens. So that gives you an idea of our indices and what's going on. Keep an eye on your economic calendar today. You know, they're all different, and sometimes mine doesn't give enough data, so keep an eye on your economic calendar and be alert to news events. All right, commentary. I think yesterday was a pretty good day. A lot of price action, a lot of price movement. Not necessarily in my direction, but that was all right. But we had some good price action, and that's what's more important is that we have price action. If I'm wrong in the trade, I'm okay with that. But if you're not wrong in the trade and you're right in the trade and you have price action, it's really nice. So if you put on, say, you put on 4 trades or 5 trades, you know, so you lose 1 or 2, at least 3 of them are going to be winners, right? So it's good that we have volatility. We have some price action in the markets. So let's get started. We'll get started with the euro dollar as we always do. And yes, this is a bearish pattern, right? We expect this to go down. We want to sell the euro dollar. Okay. I wasn't in on that uptick when the euro dollar went all the way up, and my bias is to the downside. I'm sticking to it, right? So we're sitting on this daily pivot point, and what we need to do here is we need to break this pivot point, give us a retest. Now that comes resistance, and I'd like to enter this at 1.0997, and we want to take profit at our support zone, that yellow line on the chart there, at 1.0960. And, you know, I think if we get below 1.08, this thing is just going to dump like a rock. So just be alert to that. But I do think that this is a very bearish pattern. It did correction yesterday and started to come back down. It looks like late in New York. And here we are in Asia, and it's sideways, which we would expect as there's no data in Asia today. All right, let's take a look at the pound. The pound just keeps sinking away here a little bit at a time, just taking chunks out of the market. You can see we're in a very ugly position right at the moment. I wouldn't want to sell here. We don't have enough pips to get break even before we get to our take profit. I do see the daily pivot point. That's what we're sitting on, and I want this to pull back to the R1. So I'm looking for an entry at the R1 pivot point at 1.3998, and we'll take profit at 1.3889. It'll be a great place to take profit. You know, this is a good trade. We have that big data coming out at the 90 minutes into the London Open, so be careful with your pound. I don't expect good numbers, that's for sure, but you know, anything can come out, and you never know. So just be aware of that. There is data coming out, so I would say about half hour before the data comes out, I'd secure your trade, whether you're in a loss or not. I'd still secure it. I'd move that stop pretty tight, and you know, get ready for those numbers and protect yourself. And if you're in profit, pay yourself, right? Put some money on your side. Take half your trade off or 3/4 of your trade off. All right, here's the Aussie dollar, and you know I'm bearish in the Aussie dollar. I have been for 2 years. I'm still bearish in the Aussie dollar. However, today is a counter-trend trade plan. Look at this. We are sitting on the daily pivot point and the 200 exponential moving average. That is awfully strong support on this chart. If you look left of the chart, there's a lot of Forex junk there, right? A lot of reaction to that 200 exponential moving average in both directions. So I'm expecting a pretty significant good bounce here, and that's fine. And I want to take advantage of that. So I want to enter this at 0.7190 and take it up to the R1 pivot point at 0.7223. So it's only a 50 pip trade, 45 pip trade, but I'm not going to risk a lot here. I mean, my stop is like right under that 200, right? We're not going to risk a lot here. It's either going to work or it's not. If it breaks through that daily pivot point, you know, I'll take a 10 to 12 pip hit, but I'm not going to risk a lot here. It's a counter trend trade. And if you're not familiar with counter trend trades, basically that means you're going against the direction of the pair. You don't have to trade this, right? If you don't feel comfortable taking the trade, don't trade it. If you feel comfortable taking the trade to the downside, wait till it breaks the daily pivot, the 200, and gives you a retest, and then go for it. Okay, pretty interesting trade setup, I have to be honest with you, on the Aussie. Let's take a look at the Euro Aussie. It's one of my favorites. We're in a great spot here. We're at the price to get in. We're at the daily pivot point. We're also at the 23.6% Fibonacci level, and I would want to sell this now at 1.5308, right? Maybe I'd wait to 52.90 just because of the 5300 psychological level, and there's probably a lot of orders there for people to get in to buy this. So I would wait till I got probably down to 52.90 before I enter the trade. And we're going to take it down to the S2 reversal pivot at 1.5171 on that one. That's on the Euro Aussie. Remember, the Euro Aussie puts out about 130 pips a day, so just keep that in mind. Here's our Euro Yen, just jobbling around here. Actually had an up day yesterday, and we talked about that. That was very possible that this was going to make a correction move here, and it did. And where did it go to? Right to our resistance level. So this is a trend line trade. We want this to break this trend line, retest it, and we'll enter it. I'm about 50% concerned about this daily pivot point at 123.13, because if you look left of the chart, there is price action at that price level. So I am a little concerned about this daily pivot point, trading into it. However, if we can get up to this resistance line at 123.62, I will jump in this and we can get this nice trade going. This is a really nice trade. This is a 70 pip trade, folks, if it works. So, we might have to enter it twice. We might have to get out of it and then re-enter it, and that's okay. I don't mind doing that. And you shouldn't either. It's just part of trading. So just keep an eye on this, but this looks like a really nice trade. Remember, the bias on this Euro Yen is to the downside. To the downside. The only thing you got to be careful is you need to keep an eye on your economic calendar and your news, however you get your data for news, because Kuroda and Prime Minister Abe, from Japan, have been on the microphone yesterday, and they're starting to talk. And when they talk, something's going to come up. So just keep an eye on that. It's really important. Let's take a look at the New Zealand dollar. Yes, I am bearish on this. This did a nice move to the downside, and it's corrected itself yesterday, but now we're above the daily pivot point and the 200 exponential moving average. So I want this to break the daily pivot point to the downside, retest it, and I'll be more than happy to sell this at 0.6632. Where it is right now, it's in a range, and I really don't want to touch it. I don't want to take it long. I don't want to buy the Kiwi. I'm going to sell the Kiwi, and I think if we just stay in that direction, we'll be fine. So just keep that in mind that this pair is bearish. There's no reason to buy this pair. I've been saying that for 2 years, right? So yeah, I want to buy this. But this is a beautiful chart. If you want to look at how Forex works, this is a beautiful chart. Down, 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 correction, sideways. We would expect this to go back down. All right. Traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, I want to thank you for joining me on February 25th, 2016. Traders, again, please come visit our website at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Traders, take care. What do I always say? Trade smart and not hard. And we'll get talking to you later. Take care, traders. Bye-bye.